Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all for this webinar test series organized by Sinhagat Technical Education Society Pune on Digitech Learning 2020. I, Dr. Dilip Chaudhary, Vice Principal, Sinhagat Institute of Technology, Lonavala, welcome you all for this webinar series. My dear friends, I hope you might have listened our earlier three sessions, which was related to this online teaching learning process. I hope that you had enjoyed these sessions. And now today, on this 21st of May, I will try to interact with you on this future effective learning techniques. My dear friend, this was a small effort from our Sinhagan Institute of Technology, Lonavala, towards the society in this COVID-19 situation, as it was the schools and colleges was closed down. Our students and our teachers was in very difficult situation, what to do, what not to do. And finally, because before 1 month, we could not find what would have been happening as this COVID-19 situation occurs and everything is changed. So definitely it is our main concern to guide about to our students, and we have to do something for our teaching fraternity and our students. So let me come to the point. Outline of my presentation. I have divided my presentation in three zones, as we can say. Present scenario, situation arises due to COVID-19. It is red zone, and need of online learning, modern learning techniques, and overall outcome is the final green zone. Before going to the detail, as we normally say, what is the learning or what is education? Education is not the learning facts, but the training of mind to think, as it is said by the Albert Einstein. We have to teach the people, we have to teach our students not only to learn, but to start thinking what they learn. As learning is not the product of teaching, it is said by John Holt, learning is the product of activity of the learner. So we have to involve our students, but in this COVID-19 situation, we cannot interact physically with our students. So we have to find out alternate ways of this online teaching learning methods. Why this is occurring? Because as we know, the present scenario of the teaching learning is exam oriented traditional teaching methods was there. There was a big connection between the industry and academia, and there may be theoretical university syllabus with no linkage to industry directly, and therefore there was a mismatch between the aspiration of the engineering graduates and their employability. So definitely people has already started working on that. As we know, the because of that situation, the challenges for us was employability of the students, as so many industries and economic times and newspapers is to always insist on only 20% or 30% students are employable, others are not employable, and so on. So definitely we have to think on our strategy to work on. We have to find out the solutions for this. So as we know, the this situation has occurred, COVID-19. That's why this makes us to think on this online teaching technology. As we know, the COVID-19 pandemic situation has affected educational systems not only in India but it is worldwide. So as on 18th of May, approximately 1.725 billion learners are currently affected due to school closures. As UNICEF has monitored, it is not only in India but all over the globe. 156 countries are currently implementing national-wide or nationwide closure, and because of that, it impacts the 98.5% of the world students population. So this situation, the problem is very serious. This also impact on Indian education. It is coronavirus pandemic has significantly disrupted various sectors of India, including all the industries. Same is with the education sector. Even our students, not only in Indian education, but they have taken the admissions in the abroad countries, they also get badly affected. So when they are coming to India and our students, the employment issue may be the major concern. As in Indian economy, it estimates the unemployment started, which is from 8.4 to 23% in early April. And in urban unemployment rate is 30.9%. It is really a very di- difficult situation. So definitely we have to find out the possible alternatives or solutions for this interrupted educational scenario. We have to provide the support to the digitalization to teachers and students. It is the necessity to explore digital learning platforms. But let us hope better. This corona is having impact on the almost all field. We have to support that we the teacher can do with the society has lots of hope from we teacher community. As rightly said by Eleanor Roosevelt, it is better to light a candle than curse the darkness. With that, it is possible that traditional classrooms will become interesting learning places if we use ICT digital tools as essential rather than optional one. So there is no option for us to avoid these digital tools. So what is the present scenario? This is the, as we can say, present scenario. Educational institutes has to balance on the job requirement and the learning spaces available with them. As we can say, the job requirement might be more bigger as compared to the learning place, places or the spaces we create. And whatever the learning places available, there is a two techniques we have to use. That is physical learning in the class and the digital platforms. So even though it is observed that even though we have so many resources available with us, but it doesn't matter how many resources you have. It is rightly said that it will never be enough if we don't know how to use them. Right now, we have so many resources available with us. We have internet connectivity and so many electronic gadgets, softwares available, but there should be some guru we as a teacher can guide the students properly what to use, what not to use. And therefore, even if we have so many sources, we have to see a proper resource to be used. It is the era of a physical education transition to the digital education. As we can say, this is a transition between the slate to tab, or we can say it is a transition between the book to laptop. As we can see the scenario in 2009, the scenario of let us say one social gathering may be like this, but in 2019 the scenario is something different. As you can see, almost everybody is having their cameras or laptops with them. So definitely we have to fit or redesign our system so that we can fit our students. It is impossible to redesign the students to fit in system, but we can redesign our system so fit our students in the upcoming situation, that is online learning. In my presentation, I'm trying to insist that we as a teacher has to adopt the upcoming technologies and make with all of us to be capable of handling this situation. So some teacher may think that if at all we use this online techniques and the video courses and all that, it may replace the teacher, but that will not happen. On the other hand, teachers who will use the technology will properly replace the teachers who don't know. So definitely one has to, every teacher has to work on the updated technology. Otherwise, the teachers who know this technology may replace you, and not technology will replace you. But definitely, for implementing this technology in our class, it is better to have the compromise between, and we have to balance between the old style and the modern techniques, because sudden changeover may not be accepted by the society. Maybe so many other reasons are there. So teachers should be guide without dictating and participate without dominating the students. As nowadays, as again it is said by Lily Tomlin, I would like a teacher who gives something to take home to think about besides the homework. We, the teacher, we always used to be happy to give the homework to the students. But definitely, people like this teacher who will take this something like that. They will be happy if they get something to take home beside the homework. So definitely, I'm trying to implement that, insist that the teacher has to play the very major role in all this situation. Teaching is the profession that teaches the all other profession. So be proud. Devashri. Online teaching. So definitely, what is the future ahead? So as till now, I discussed that the we as a teacher has to upgrade ourselves, and we have to be ready with the modern ICT tools. So that is the only future ahead for all of us. So that is e-learning. As again, I want to say same thing. That is, we do not have a choice on whether the we use ICT in classes or not. We have to see only that. The only question is that how well we do it. We as a teacher has to develop the ecosystem in this transformation of engineering education. We have to think on teaching and learning innovations. We have to think on outcome based education, industry academy partnership, not only the prescribed by the university. We as academia has to come forward and industry has to come forward and to develop the partnership and develop an ecosystem. Definitely, we have to work on entrepreneurship education. We have This is the very important aspect of the today's education, today's transformation, because in coming situation, all the industries may not give the jobs to everybody. We have to think on how entrepreneurship education can be imparted from even from the schools to colleges, so that my students, our society can think on entrepreneurship techniques, and therefore we have to develop that ecosystem. Yeah, what is the ecosystem? In this development of the ecosystem, we have to go on online teaching, because that online teaching will give the benefits of visualization, that it visualize the techniques, what to understand, what the student learn in the class, they can visualize. Because of its online facilities, it has the facilities that we have to think on how the concept can be visualized. It also gives the benefit of cooperative learning, because in this online education, it is very well possible to have the cooperative learning. Inquiry based instructions can be given to each and every students indirectly, directly, separately. We can differentiate the students as we can compare their performance very well by this digital technology as the smart students or the weak students, and we can work on that. So we can come with the technology in the classrooms. Earlier there was only chalk and board, so it was very difficult for the teacher and students to understand. As we can understand a very simple technique, as I can share my experience over here, that is, when in early days when teacher was teaching by chalk duster, and even I also experienced that when we take that lecture, and sometimes it happens that it was very good conducted lecture with all good inputs in the class and all that, but because of it is offline, if I myself also want to recall that session, since it could not be recorded, it was not recorded, I could not recover it, I could not recall it. That is a possibility in the technology in the classroom. Student can listen live. If at all they miss, they can restart, reopen. If they don't understand that particular topic, they can go back. That is, rewind process is only possible in this technology in the classroom. Behavior management, that is students, how they behave in the class, that can also be their attendance monitoring and everything can be there. And definitely professional development is also possible because of this online teaching learning methods. This also gives you some more opportunities, because because of the digital nature of the teaching learning methods. There may be the animated softwares and so many other things. We can not only take lectures and benefits of the our country's teacher, we can also go through the teachers from abroad. We can get more opportunities, improved collaboration. Previously, there was a limitation on the physical class. So here the collaboration can be improved more. We can expand the learning potential for all, because it is possible that even the weak students can take interest in that, since it is only online learning teaching. So they can spend more time on learning. They don't have to spend time on the traveling. So they can expand the learning potential. Innovations can be supported because most of the techniques and things, that is research papers and everything, are available online. So it can be very well incorporated in teacher learning process. So innovations, whatever we want to implement in the classroom, can be very well supported. One more, that is rapid experimentation. As we can say, whatever experimentation we want to do in a physical class may have some limitations, but because of the online techniques and softwares, there are so many facilities are there for the experimentation, and we can do it. And definitely there is a exponential and a global impact. That is, the impact is not only global, but that is not only local, but it is a global and local impact can be possible. These emerging trends are there in the digital education, that is digital responsibility. We have to think on how this digital scenario can become in our day-to-day life. Then computational thinking, as there is a logical thinking is behind that. People are more able to think on computationally. Collaborative classrooms, as I already discussed. Then innovating pedagogy. What are the techniques are coming in teaching learning methods can be added. I'm going to detail on that topic again. Life skill and workforce preparations. We can also develop the life skills, because in the industry, not only the technical skills are required, but in addition to that, leadership and all these techniques and the skills are required in the students. And finally, this online learning or digital learning is the student led learning. Previously, it was teacher led learning. Whatever the teacher is to teach in the class, the student has to go through that only. But now it is student oriented. Student can give their opinion, they can collaborate, they can link their understanding with the teacher. So finally, it can be the student-led learning. It is also a very important aspect of this digital, that is the connecting guardians and schools. As we know, in the previously in physical classrooms, it was difficult to connect parents and guardians with the school performance of the student and all that. But because of the digital technology, it is possible that to connect the parents and guardians with the rewards and teachers. So daily basis or it online, parents, guardians can see the performance of their wards, how they're going in the class. And definitely there are, whatever the emerging technologies are coming, that is trained in this digital education, one can very well adopt. In this online methods, what are the different methods in this distance teaching at distance or online learning? Innovating pedagogy. So definitely one has to see on what are the different innovative or innovating pedagogy, the teaching methodologies, which can explore with this digital learning or online learning. Let us see one first is a flipped learning. In flipped learning, when teacher teach for some time, maybe for half an hour, after that he can stop, he can give the message to the students, and one can very well see that yes, they will stop the learning teacher and they will ask the students to develop, prepare some presentations and show to the teacher. So that can be flipped from teacher to students. It is very well possible. Teach back can be the new pedagogy. Even we also used to use it, but this is very effectively possible in online teaching learning methods. When teacher teach for some time, he can ask the student to explain directly because the video conferencing on online conferencing is possible. So it is very well possible to check that whether students are available online or not. Next is seamless learning, as there is no limitation of the distance and language and any other thing. So we can very seamlessly transfer from one platform to other platform, one destination to other destination, no limitation of the physical limitations. Learning to learn. This also one good pedagogy, is evolve. Learning to learn. People or students can learn for learning more and more because they are very happy and they are very comfortable in the online digital learning. They are having platforms available. They are very used to mobile and laptops and the internet technology. So they are very well possible to evaluate the information. So evaluating information, that is also very well possible because so many information is available on the internet. They can evaluate, they can check, and they can find out. As we already discussed, making thinking visible is also possible in this online teaching learning methods. Personal inquiry is also possible. Every individual teacher can check the performance of individual student, and if at all he need a separate guidance, he can personally give to one basis. Science in remote labs, as we know, in physical learning it was not possible, but by the video conferencing, online teaching, we can access the remote labs not only in our country, out of the countries, whatever the labs are there, we can make it available. Student can see that how this performance is happening of this technology and science in the remote labs. One more, that is MOOCs. It is massive online open courses are also available, which also support the language learning because it is observed that there is no barrier of the language as NPTEL and so many other softwares have developed in the regional language. So there is no barrier of language. So these MOOCs are language supporting, and therefore it gives the this is the innovating pedagogy. Maker culture. This also one of the new innovating pedagogy because the students when they develop the model or develop them some create something, they can share with their peer group very easily, and because of that, the maker culture, a design thinker maker culture can be developed by this distance learning or online learning, digital learning technology. As I want to say that today's generation cannot have without the this gadgets. It is the integral part of today's generation. So we cannot avoid them. We cannot ask them to switch off the mobile in a class now. So some years ago, we used to ask the people to switch off their mobile and come in a class. But now, without mobile, maybe 5 minutes, our young generation cannot live. So we have to think on that. So let us take this as an opportunity and let us this tool, ask them to work on that, and let us have the learning fun. If you go list out the free open sources softwares, there's a huge list is there. That's why I have taken one PPT only to show how many lots of information, lots of softwares are available, which could not listed in the whole PPT. Lot many list is there. So definitely it is difficult for the students to select one, and there is a role of teacher to find out which one is better for the particular task. There are so many online softwares available. I'm trying to insist in my this presentation that we as a teacher has to explore different technologies and the portals and facilities available on the net. We have to train ourselves first. As I'm involved in this NPTEL program, National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning by IITs from last 6 years. I observed that when I imparted in our institute the very first time, then because of the natural resistance, there was a less response. But as now, a day today, a very good response I'm getting from my faculties and students. They are working on their certifications they are doing on this NPTEL, and this uh, this is the government of India initiative, Swayam Bharat, and the government of India's support. They have developed a lot many video courses in collaboration with the IIT faculty. This is a very good opportunity for the general students staying very away from the IITs to learn the new techniques or the subjects as good as they are learning from the IIT professors. So this certification, this NPTEL, whatever the video courses are there, and as we can see, there are a lot many more than 1,000 courses are there in every area. The courses are there. If the students will do this, they can develop their performance and they can empower their self. As today, university is also working on that because of this situation of the COVID-19, or even in the future also, as technologies about the online learning is evolving very high, and we cannot be away from this. So university is also thinking on maybe a 30% online learning or online teaching, and only 70% can be the physical learning. Even today also, you might be knowing so many people are working on that. Today's what are the people that are listening? Most of you might be aware of this SWAYAM program and NPTEL program. That is, these NPTEL courses are very much useful for a teacher to empower his own teaching, and for the students, if they do these courses apart from the education, if they take some add-on subjects, it is possible that they can get the good opportunities in the industry. Even as per my knowledge, I know that NPTEL and the industry people are having the collaboration with them. So when industry nowadays want to give some placements, so sometimes they don't go to the colleges, but they take the data from the NPTEL directly. For example, the students I had in the course in like something like programming in Python, and the industry may require this type of persons, the good person. They can ask the NPTEL to give the data who has attended, who has given this exam, who has certification, and they can directly call, and people may get placement. So this is the scenario of this NPTEL online learning process. I also undergone this experience. So the certification program, their way of exam, method of exam, and their teaching learning is very fantastic, very interesting. One has to go for that. This the I have given the links. I will not open that videos because again, as we know today, we had decided that instead of having the presenters video and this PPT both, let us have PPT only. Because I think maybe it may happens that nowadays everybody is using internet, so there may be the huge load on the internet. So today we had decided that not to show the presenter. So I think you might be not seeing me directly, but I'm very happy that so many people are listening this. Definitely, again, same thing. I want to repeat that I'm not going to teach you anything, but this is today we are discussing this. So I hope that this is again the reminder of our things to all of us. We all as a teaching learning community, we have to think on online learning concept. There are, as I told you, there are MOOCs are there, massive online open online courses is available. One can go for that. This MOOCs in India and abroad has one of the factor that is in India we're having NPTEL. In USA and India has collaboration that is Quizlet, Open to Study, Coursera, edX, Udemy, and all that. Most of you might be knowing this, but just once again I had taken so that you can again go through that and you can find out the course related to you and empower yourself. Today's digital platform, as we are using nowadays, Google Classroom, Kahoot, Padlet, Google Trends, Socrates, ClassClick, and Mentimeter, and so on and so on. I'm just trying to show you some of them, and we'll discuss some whatever possible. Even Flipgrid, ePort Portfolio, GeoParady, and so on and so on. Cam Studio, Google Toolbar. Google has come up with very aggressively in this. They have developed so many their apps and add-on Google add-ons, and they have make it this suitable. This open online learning, so that it is possible to everybody to search out the correct platform and suitable platform for their need. Because every though so many digital platforms are available, but they have their own facilities and they have their own features. Just I will discuss whatever I can. Something that is virtual lab is the MHRD Government of India initiative. Uh, so they have taken and Ruby Star and Quizlet and TED Education and so many are available. Even nowadays, a social media platform is also available. We have to use this on a normal regular teaching learning process because, as you know, the students, this young generation, is very much acquainted with this. They might be more smarter than the teachers available because the students they are using it Instagram, Telegram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, WhatsApp, and all that. Pinterest. So as last 2 3 months, you might be seeing that WhatsApp was the very good media for all of us to communicate with the students, and it was a very good platform, and people are using. And you can see you have might have observed it was so easy to communicate with the people. I'm very happy to announce that I'm very happy to inform you that and to share with you that even just 2 3 days before only, just I seen what is the government of India's initiative in this. As I shown you earlier, there are so many platforms are available. As government of India, your higher education ministry is also thinking on if at all though so many softwares are available. Some of may be indigenous, some are coming from the other countries, and there may be a lot of issues whether to allow them or not. But uh, that could be the another point of discussion. But the government of India is thinking on one nation, one digital platform, one class, one channel. So government of India has the this is then press information bureau this one. Uh, newsletter as there. It is just recently on 18th of May, Government of India has published this newsletter, and they are trying to develop and digital platform, which can be the Indian platform, one nation, one digital platform, which may have all that various facilities. And so we will be proud to say our Indian platform will be available, and definitely which will be more suitable as per the Indian scenario, because it may have the language possibilities and all that. In that same letter, just I have taken a snap. So that is uh, one comprehensive initiative is there, that is PM E-Vidya, and this software is going to launch, which will be a digital online on-air education. Diksha platform is also going to develop. So as already the government has already started that Swayam platform, related to that, they're trying to make it more comfortable, the suitable. And here, if at all anybody want to go in more detail about that, they can see this link and they can go this mhrd.gov.in. This sites, more details are available. So it is also very necessary for we as a teacher to update ourselves what is the government initiatives, so that we can cope up with our requirement and all these things. So this shows that our government of India is also working on that. On the May, that is 18, they have developed this PM E-Vidya portal. I request you all and want to share with you that please go through that, so that may be suitable. So instead of downloading the working on the some foreign softwares, we can think on the Indian platform. In addition to that, before this coming together and will become popular, let me discuss some available softwares with you. That is, Edimodo is the one software available. That is an educational tool that comes or that connect the teachers and students and assimilate into the social network. Socrative is the another one, designed by a group of entrepreneurs and engineers passionate about education, that allows the teacher to create exercise and additional or educational games which can work on the mobile, so that students can develop this. Projector can be the one more tool that allows the you and to create a multimedia presentation with dynamic slides, and which will be easy for the interactive maps, links, and online quizzes, Twitter timelines, and video among the other options. ThingLink is the one more platform, allows educator to create interactive images with the music, sound, text, and photographs. I just taken list out some of the digital education platform. You can explore more. Out of that, whatever the very in short introduction is there, just to aware those who don't know this. Otherwise, I know that so many of you might be already aware with this. Just some more. That is TEDED is the educational platform that allows the creating educational lessons with collaboration of teachers, students, and animators. Generally, it is used for the who want to expand their knowledge and good ideas. You might listen so many lectures on that. CK12 is the one more website that seeks to reduce the cost of academic books, which can reduce the cost, which may be available in Indian market. Similar websites are available, which can give the online books. Class Dojo is one more tool which improves the student behavior, which useful for the teacher to uh, interact with the students so as to get their instant feedback, and if they are doing well, they can be rewarded, they can be having points, and students have a more receptive attitude. So if the teacher works on the software, he can work on the students' behavior, and he can improve the performance of the students in a class. Which was in a physical teaching learning, as we see in a class of 60, it was very difficult for the teacher to see towards the blackboard and again to see the students and how they're behaving. But it's online. This is very important thing is that it is eye to eye contact, even in maybe online, but still we can be having the in front of students all the time. We don't have to go back to the blackboard. That is add-on facility with this. EduClipper is the platform that allows the teacher and the students to share and explore the references and educational material. Is another platform. Storyboard is one more. Aims to promote the writing and reading skill in students through storytelling, because there may be good change of tone in the class or a regular way of doing. You can change the mood of the students, and different methods which we find that students always like the varieties of methods of learning, otherwise they will get bored of using the same techniques. So that can be the very good tool for the teachers. We can create interactive and artistic books online through the simple and easy use of interface. Animoto is a digital tool that allows you to create high quality videos in a short time and from your mobile device, inspiring students and helping to improve the academic lessons. Kahoot is an educational platform that is based on the games and questions. The quizzes can be developed, and we can explore, we can add in the classes. So just I'm trying. As we know, the Google Classroom is very common. Google has developed. It is to give the card to every student. We can grade, we can text their perform assessments, and we can grade them separately. We can transfer the ownership of the class, because we can add the teachers also in that. As I'm using this in one class, I can add the teachers also. So parallelly, some 2 3 teachers can monitor the performance of that class. We can develop the code for particular class wise, hour wise. We can develop the code, and we can show the teachers and that to other teachers, and the students can take that particular class code and he can perform the depending upon that class. Google Classroom, I mean, I was interested to show some YouTubes, but I will avoid this because of the bandwidth problem. But if you just go through this, some of the YouTubes are available on how to present your lecture on the Google are available. You can, this YouTube has very good facility. Even today, as we can see, we have started this webinar on the YouTube. That also good facility on the YouTube that we can work on that. Zoom is another, as is very become popular as compared to the other one. So this is observed that this becomes very popular because it has some of these features. It is easy adoption, and it is web real-time communication technology. You can join from anywhere. It access the robust security solutions throughout, and it has a built-in tool of the screen sharing. We can very well share the screen, and even it is HD video and audio calls is possible by this Zoom meeting. And definitely in last 2 3 months, we was very much acquainted with this Zoom technology. Definitely, I don't want to, you can say, market anything, or I want to promote anyone, any software. It is the choice of the user whether to use Google Classroom or Google Meet or Zoom, whatever possible, because of the so many security issues and something are there maybe, but it was supporting to the more than 1,000 video participants was there, so it might be become more popular in the last 2 3 months. But people are using this some more. Even today, even we also use the Cisco WebEx is also one more platform on which we can go for the online meetings, teaching, learning. These online softwares are also useful not only in teaching in the class, but in the general platforms. That is for the industry people to take their meetings, and teachers we can take the meetings as we have already done. You might be using this. It has very good video conferencing. This platform is having compatibility with the data protection. As I told you, every software may have their own features of the security issues and all that. It is convenient for the virtual meetings anytime, anywhere. Integrated communication, starting desktop and documentation. As some of the software, for example, Jamboard is one more the Google, we can say, application. In addition to Google Meet, if this can be useful for very good, maybe in some classroom teaching. It is like a whiteboard where we can draw the diagrams, which we normally used to say we can draw the diagrams and then the student can learn. So this can very well draw the diagrams on this Jamboard. So this way, the whatever the softwares developed by the Google, they are very easily available on the Google, and we can mm, use it very easily wherever we want. Even I have also that so many comparisons of the different softwares is also available on the net. If you go through which one will be suitable as per your need, that can be find out. As I want to tell, the Google Meet, even this is also very good meeting software available. Only thing is even additional to feature is that we don't have to download. It is already in the Google, as we have to download Zoom separately. But in the Google Meet, it is available. But only it may have other feature is that it has limitation on the people, how many number of people you can connect, and that's why I told you that very different softwares are having their varieties of the features. So it is observed that Google Meeting can it is having very good other advantages. As I told you, there can be limitation on the people, but there can be it is possible that there can be the global scale possible, uh, because as in the Zoom, there may be limitation of the time. Definitely, there is a paid version and the free version is available. Even if you go for the free version, it has 40 minutes limitation. But in the Google Meet, there may not be that limitation. So I will not go through that. So every point, I think you can very well understand. It has a global scale. It is secure. It is very helpful to join from any modern web browser, and it is seamlessly integrated. We can start the meeting directly in instant starting is possible over there. So in addition to that, there are so many different facilities in that. Yes, we can share the file in the Zoom, but there may be not be facility in the Google Classroom to share your file. So this way, the even in the it is also observed that in the Zoom, out of that so many participants, we can make the groups of the participants, small groups, and that group can be protected with the password. So it is also add-on password protection facility can be added in the Zoom. I want to say that once you start working on that, within very short span of time, one can become an expert in that. I'm very happy that to see this. Almost all softwares are having the we can say we don't require any manual, so everything is that is available on that. So online manuals are available. So uh, as I'm the person from the product design, I used to ask my students to what is the importance of the booklet of the product. And when we see two, three booklets as a sample, we observe that everything has been given on that. And when I say my student, yeah, it is very important. What is use of booklet? And the people nowadays, the people are saying just to throw in garbage because nobody is used. But definitely one has to have. Yeah, when sometime we require the offline help of this help menu, one has to go through this manual. But the only thing I want to say, it is menu driven, so very well we can go through the softwares and we can be comfortable. As today we are also going working on this YouTube. YouTube is very popular. You can upload your videos online. Teacher can develop his videos subject wise. He can upload. The student can see. If you just pass on the link, he can see anytime, anywhere. And even as today we are working on the live webinar series, we can also use this YouTube platform because recording is very easily possible in that. Once it is recorded and the link is developed by the YouTube, thanks to YouTube, that they can automatically record that our this whatever the seminar or whatever the webinar is going on, and then we can very well uh, communicate with our friends as and when it is possible required. As we already discussed about a Moodle, it is the modular object-oriented dynamic learning environment. So it is possible that they go through this. Yes, Moodle management system. We have just last week we have work on that one seminar and one webinar also. So with that, people makes it very comfortable to use. And then there are some softwares which is available for the presentations. One can just go through this list. There are so many softwares available which can be used. As why digital learning is future education, because it is convenient, cost effective, improves the communication, it builds the leadership skill, and finally it prepares the students for the future. So let me come to the some end of my presentation. The very important thing I want to say, that think the pedagogy first and technology second. What is the uh, we can say educational behavior principles and methods we have to use, and then we have to see the technology. I mean, there should be the compromise between the technology to be used and the learning concept. Whatever the syllabus we can have to cover, we have to teach to students. It should not be, or we can say, technology should not be the bothering to the students. Use of technology should be easy. It is a very simple example that if we have the car with the behind car, but if you don't know the how to drive, and then when we go for the learn to how to drive, and then if that learning how to drive the car is become more costly than the car, then the car is bigger. So I mean that learning technology should not be the burden on the students. So we have to think on that, identify the characteristics of learner, analyze the lessons to determine your needs, consider all the technology options, think about students' level of competency and regard to technology use, select the media, then consider the time available, because sometimes the less time is available, and if you go for technology, then the student will take more time in learning that only, and then the time will not be there to learn the actual topics. So alternate is possible. We have to clear and well organize on the good directions to the students. We have to prepare yourself. That is, we as a teacher has to prepare ourselves first. Then the direct indirect cost of these platforms on the students has to be think on. Definitely, whatever the material we are providing, softwares, it should not be copyright. It should have copyright clearance. There should not be piracy and all that. The license should be the license one. Because we have to, as we know, the pedagogy is that we have to make awareness first, then consideration, then we will consideration, then the people will adopt it, and then they will do some innovations in that. So overall final outcome, I'm at the end of my presentation. Finally, as we see the situation in the COVID-19 as a red situation, then the yellow situation is that we are there to use the different softwares, and finally we have to get this as outcome. So all this can be the overall outcomes. Believe in your students' potential. First of all, you have to work on that. Learn everything you can about your field. Be fun and energetic. Every time teacher should be very enthusiastic and energetic in the class. You should not make the technology as a burden. Definitely, you have to take a risk of the learning varieties of the softwares. Be creative and think outside the box. Something you have to think on so as to make the students more comfortable. Be consistent and decisive. It is also very important for we as a teacher. Always be updated. Whatever the updations are going on in the teaching learning methodologies, we are the final person to work on that these things. So listen and show the empathy of the about the personal issues, and finally observant. So finally, as we know, the great teacher always inspire. This we already everybody knows. So instead of having the mediocre or the good or superior teacher, we have to become a great teacher to just to inspire the students. They're ready to uh, take up the technology. And finally, I'm involving in this IUCEE, that is Indo-European Collaboration for Engineering Educations. So they also says that finally, if somebody will ask me what is the we can say rule or which rule I should use in my class. So definitely, in that there is a mm, one cannot say this is the only final technology that be used by the everybody. It depends upon person to person, teacher to teacher. The only rule in outcome-based education is there's no rule, as we normally we can say. So, as last, I want to say that if we allow the students to just take the information from the net, it is just like an drinking from the instead of tap. What if you just go for the fire hydrant? Lot many information is coming to the people, so it will be very difficult for the person to drink. It is very similar that people may be students may not be comfortable in that. Just go through that. Finally, I'm having the this. This is my references. So I hope I have tried to give what are the possible things over here, and whatever I know. I hope you might be having uh, got something. So finally, stay home, stay safe, and I have got some questions. Let us go to the last important session. That is, what are the different impact of this practical skills, actual hand-on practice to the students, online methods. So definitely, it is. Um, I hope that every teacher is now understand that. The question I have got this is what is the impact. So let me tell you that every teacher has to go through that. If you go through the practical aspects and skills which can be developed by this, I observe that it is giving very good impact on the practical learning. So I suggest that you can go for the various different software as I told you, which is suitable to you, and I understand that it will be very good useful for the practical aspects also. One more question I have got that is please tell us about the methods we can use assessment of practicals rather than the virtual labs. Yes, there are some different softwares are available as which can work on the virtual labs as it is observed that in 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 virtual labs practical trainings can be given to the students, and assessments is very much possible by using these techniques. So I believe that every teacher will use this, and they will use this. So finally, let me tell you that as per my normal way, that is, I try to share whatever I can. So finally, I will say, माना कि इस चमन को गुलजार न कर सके हम, पर दो चार कांटे तो कम किए जहां से गुजरे हम। अ, दोस्तों, मुझे लगता है कि मैंने इस चमन को शायद गुलजार पता नहीं मैं कितना कर पाया, लेकिन मेरी जो कोशिश थी कि दो चार कांटे कम करें, उतनी करने की मैंने कोशिश की है। आई होप दैट you have understand whatever I want to say. Be safe, be happy at home. Let us take this opportunity of the COVID situation, and let us improve the overall